Alright, let's talk about what happens when DC takes a whole bunch of unknown characters and tosses them. That sounds familiar. First things first, I actually really enjoyed this movie. I'm not saying that it was perfect, it actually did have a couple flaws when it comes to things like pacing, a couple of the ways that the characters are used. But I would have to give the marketing team credit because the story that I thought the movie was going to be, it didn't turn out to be that at all. I can say this now for anybody going to the movie expecting to see Joker as, this big looming threat. He's in there for a small amount of time. He's a supporting member, which honestly I find kind of funny, especially with the way that he was built up. But no, I'm not going to say who the actual main villain was in this video. I'm going to do a spoiler review. But I actually didn't see it coming. Now, with that aside, the rest of the movie's pretty predictable. It's the standard evil guy goes here, is making a giant machine, and is about to mess up the world. So, assemble team A to go take out bad person here. And honestly, that's the real drawback to this movie. It's a plot that we've seen at least 50 times so far since comic book movies have just come to the forefront. Actually, not even just comic book movies, it's a pretty standard movie plot. I'm not saying it's bad or it's executed poorly. It's a blast to watch. I had a great time. The cast for the movie is actually really well done. I was surprised with how much I loved Harley Quinn in this movie. I was really skeptical and scared through all of the marketing they did for her, but she actually turned out to be one of the better characters in this movie. Aside from, Deadshot, who is Will Smith, and it's kind of really hard to dislike Will Smith unless you have him in a movie where he's not acting. But the ensemble cast for this movie was great. I mean, I'm gonna screw this man's name up really bad, but Adewale Akanawe Adebaje is really starting to turn out to be the black version of Ron Perlman. And I think I'm okay with that. So I can safely say that in this movie full of huge, just threatening personalities, the most terrifying person has to be Viola Davis as Amanda Waller. I was more scared of her through this entire movie than I was any of the other characters, including Killer Croc. And when I said that this movie had some problems, it's just two major problems dealing with two characters. One is Enchantress, but I can't really go into that without spoiling the plot of the movie for you, so I'll touch on that later. And the other one was Slipknot, who, if you know anything about Suicide Squad, you know exactly what his role would be. I have to say, the one person that stole this movie for me, though, aside from Margot Robbie or, Will Smith, Jay Hernandez as El Diablo killed it. I want more El Diablo in the DC universe because he was a really well-made character and they fleshed him out just the right way. And I want more. That's just it. All right, look. I'm not saying it's a great movie, but it's a good movie. It's what the DC cinematic universe needed. I was kind of skeptical at first because of Jared Leto's posturing for the most part. It always seemed like just in interviews he was trying a little too hard, and it turned me off of the movie for a little bit. But like I said earlier, I really enjoyed the movie. I would go see it again, honestly. But that's what I thought about the movie. What did you think? I got a comment box somewhere in this area. You should comment and let me know, and I'll try to respond. And I'll be throwing up a spoiler review probably after a week. Alright, I'm DJ, and this is Tank Box TV. I'll catch you the next time I do one of these. For now, I got coffee to drink.